Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
Well, the spring training edition of the Freeway Series moves up the 5 freeway. We're at Dodger Stadium tonight, just outside downtown Los Angeles. It's game 2 of the 3-game set between the Angels and the Los Angeles Dodgers. We welcome you inside Dodger Stadium and back to Angels baseball here on Prime Ticket. Glad you could join us with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and tonight we get a chance to see Shohei Ohtani. He'll be in the lineup, even though we're in the National League ballpark. Normally the pitcher hits, but because it's spring training, the Angels get the opportunity to use the DH and get to see what Shohei can feature up against a left-handed pitcher tonight.
Yeah, Victor, it is showtime tonight. You know, he's had some struggles a little bit in spring training as far as making consistent contact, but when you go back to what he did over in Japan, he shows why he has that very good power, hitting all fields. Very good, as we would say here, that launch angle goes down and gets that lower pitch in the strike zone, can drive the ball at the left field, can pull the ball. OPS 1014, when you think about compared to what Mike Trout's was last season, very similar numbers, but he back in 2016 over in Japan. When he stays back of the baseball, he's going to use the entire field real well. The important thing, he's been pitched inside, Victor, an awful lot. He's making that adjustment right now to pitching inside against him, so certainly he's going to be looking to turn on some balls. If not, go right back up the middle.
You like the idea quickly of him facing a lefter?
He's been facing lefties quite a bit so far in spring, whether it's Clayton Kershaw or others, and he's been doing a pretty good job as far as staying in. He had good numbers against lefties over in Japan.
We're going to step away for a moment. When we return to Dodger Stadium, we'll talk a little bit about the defense, and it begins with Andrelton Simmons. We'll focus in on Simba when we come back. Angels Baseball on Prime Ticket is brought to you by Lexus. The Freeway Series is driven by your Southern California Lexus dealer. Angels Baseball on Prime Ticket is brought to you by Lexus. The Freeway Series is driven by your Southern California Lexus dealers. By Mercury Insurance, we're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Mazda, driving matters. Beautiful night for baseball in Southern California, getting you ready for Game 2 of the Freeway Series, Spring Training Edition. We tease going to break, talking about Andrelton Simmons at Gooby. We knew about the glove coming over from the Atlanta Braves, but last year the bat popped out.
Well, when you think about it, his numbers last season on the offensive side as far as the hits, the doubles, the stolen bases, and in his ranks among shortstops in all of Major League Baseball in the top 4 in each one of those major categories, including 10 game-winning RBIs, tied for second in Major League Baseball. So the numbers were there, but what he's all about is worthy of a Carl's Cam replay on that defensive side. 32 defensive runs saved last season. The range, the instincts, his ability to go back on the baseball, and that tag right there, one of the best plays I saw the entire season from Andrelton Simmons. Unbelievable as far as knowing exactly where the baseball was going to be hit and always knowing exactly where to be able to make that perfect throw to prevent a run from scoring against Andrelton Simmons.
We talked about it last night. The Angels pitcher certainly loved that defense. See what Matt Shoemaker could feature tonight in Game 2 of this Freeway Series. Just about ready for baseball. Sit back and relax. Lineups at first pitch when we return.
Whoa.
Unfortunately.
Yes. Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Low, 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 low.
Gentlemen and scholars.
Angels Baseball on Prime Ticket is brought to you by Hyundai. Get a great deal, more than a great deal at the Hyundai Season of More event going on now. Offers end April 2nd. Cool and windy night here in Los Angeles for the second of 3 games between the Angels and the Dodgers. The spring training edition of the Freeway Series. Dodgers not wasting any time, having taken the field as Rich Hill gets his warm-up pitches on. We'll take a look at Mike Scioscia's starting lineup for the Los Angeles Angels. And tonight, no Ian Kinsler, Zach Cozart will get the start at second base and lead things off. Trout at center, Upton's in left, Pujols at first base. Simmons jumps up to the 5 spot. He's at shortstop. Calhoun in right. Rene Rivera gets a start behind the plate. Shohei Ohtani, as we mentioned, he gets a start tonight as a designated hitter. And then Jeffrey Marte this evening gets a start at third base, and he will bat 9th. They are taking on the 38-year-old left-hander, Milton Mass native. Mentioned his name. It's Rich Hill.
Yeah, Rich Hill, a 12 game winner last season for the Dodgers, pitched very well for him in the postseason. Also, go-tos to be successful against the former Angel Rich Hill is look upper part of that strike zone, both with a fastball and curve, and don't chase that curveball in the dirt. He will try that 12-6 variety, start upper zone and then bounce it, stay off that pitch, bring it in the strike zone.
Take a look at the defense for the Dodgers tonight. They've got a lot of familiar faces out there that we saw last night. Kemp will play left field today. He DH'd last night. Taylor and Puig ground out the outfield. Forsythe, Seager, Hernandez, and Bellinger around the infield from third to first. That remains the same. And Austin Barnes tonight gets a starting nod behind the plate.
Kike Hernandez getting that start again. We saw him at second base last night. Last season for the Dodgers, first ever as a Los Angeles Dodgers ever to start 7 different positions. The only one he didn't start at, pitcher or catcher.
Oh, but wait, there's time. It's possible.
Remember, Andrew Romine did that last year for the Tigers. All 9 positions in one game.
First one tonight in for a strike. Cozart hit his 4th home run of the spring last night. The Angels lost to the Dodgers 4-2. Ended up going 1 for 3. I'll shoot this one down the right field line, slicing out of play. And we mentioned a lot of breeze here at Dodger Stadium. The flags point out center field. They go from basically left field or to the right field corner. It'll be chilly tonight. Seems like the wind picked up right as you got here. It was kind of a cool breeze as soon as you arrived.
As well it should. It's always got to be a cool breeze when I walk into the building.
0-2 count on Cozart. And he'll take upstairs. It's that fastball from Rich Hill. Last year, good season for Hill, although the blister issue continued to pop up, no pun intended. He had some issues with that 2 seasons ago. Last year, twice had to spend some time with the disabled list early. Limited him to just 25 starts.
There's another good at bats for Cozart. Fell behind 0-2. All of a sudden you look up, even count. He was very good last year with 2 strikes against him. At 263. Rich Hill, very good season last season.
That's out toward left field. Kemp is there. There's the first down of the ball game. Trout coming to the plate last night. Did what many Angel fans have grown accustomed to over the seasons. Took a Kenta Maeda low breaking ball and put it out just shy of the rocks.
Boy, a lot of times if you're a pitcher, you thought, okay, that's a break a ball down. You feel pretty good about that pitch, but against Mike Trout, not so.
Not so much.
No.
Stop doing it.
No, we don't want to see that.
That is ripped to left field.
I want to see a lot of those.
Yep. Kemp cuts it off. Trout will stop at first. A 1-out single. That's what the exit velocity was on that sucker.
Fielder number 8, Justin Upton.
And you see he's looking lower part of the strike zone. He gets that pitch, low strike, low fastball, was on it, aggressive early. You look at those numbers on those low pitches, 333 batting average last season. Only Cespedes and Altuve with higher batting averages on low pitches.
I'm surprised about the Altuve number because you always see him.
Well,
he's able to handle that pitch up in the zone.
That was probably 360.
There's Upton. Not a big lead for Trout at first. Justin takes a strike.
Boy, historically, when you think of Mike Trout, he doesn't swing at the first pitch a lot, but when he does, that batting average is way up there.
There's 110 miles per hour off the bat, by the way. So he's, I think he's ready to go. A slow little leg kick by Hill, trying to keep the runners at bay.
Well, Hill way over on that third base side of the pitching rubber. A lot of times you'll see lefties do that because they want to make sure they don't make mistakes against right-handed batters out over the plate.
Had a fantastic season 2 years ago. Hill, that is. 14 starts for the Oakland A's, went 9-3. They got traded to the Dodgers. Became a free agent. Ended up signing a 3-year deal with the Dodgers.
And you notice with Mike Trout with that guard on his helmet, he did not have that on earlier in spring training, but he had a couple pitches. One, he got hit by the pitch. Kendall Graven early in spring training threw it over his head. He decided at that point he was going to put that guard on.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Upton last night, 1 for 4 with a single. 27 games last year with the Angels. 245 with 7 home runs and 15 runs batted in to the trade from Detroit. It's a little breaking ball, hard breaking ball that Hill has. Very good. You wonder what could have been for the Dodgers had Rich Hill stayed in a game.
Going that third time through a lineup. And when you look at his numbers, they were actually better third time through as compared to the first 2 times through. I know everyone looks at numbers. Generally, I guess that is what it comes down to. The third and fourth time through batters have better success against pitchers, but he was dealing in that game.
We've talked about this over the years, about taking the situation at hand. It's great to have a baseline for what a guy is capable of doing or what happens after a certain point, but you've got to take each game and kind of dissect it. I mean, he was absolutely dealing in that game.
You remember he had a game earlier in the season where he had a perfect game going in the ninth, or even in the 10th inning, he had a no-hitter going before giving up a home run and losing. So I don't think he did that 2 times through.
That might be a record. Little pop up towards short. Seager backs up. 2 down. So Trout remains at first.
First baseman number 5, Albert.
And the Albert Pujols coming up. What I mean, you talk about Hill though. The fountain of youth.
Yes.
At the latter stage, guys don't normally get to that point that the season he had with the Oakland Athletics 2 seasons ago, and all of a sudden be able to cash in the way Hill did last year.
Remember when he was in the Angels, he never got an out. It was like you were pulling for him. He's a good guy, but he just had very limited success. Had some injuries to deal with. Boy, he's turned into a really good pitcher, though.
That's rolled under the glove of Logan Forsythe, the third baseman. Trout keeps running to third. He'll get in there safely. Albert is going to go to second. Well, not really. He's going to try to go to second. I'm not sure if he was trying to get in a rundown, but Trout never saw it. So it'll go to single and a put out. And the Angels are done here at the top of the first. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Matt Shoemaker taking the mound for the Angels. Bellinger, the cleanup hitter at first base. Matt Kempton left. Austin Barnes behind the plate. Logan Forsythe at third base. Kike Hernandez at second. And Rich Hill is batting ninth. And of course, he is on the mound. Take it on Matt Shoemaker. Just 14 starts last year before being shut down and then having to have the subsequent surgery on the forearm and nerve. And last year, 6-3 with a 4.52 ERA.
Yeah, it's really started to throw the ball a lot better towards the end of spring training. My go-tos for Shu to be successful tonight. Really, he's working that splitter down. That's a pitch he's going to have to work on because in spring training in Arizona, that air, not necessarily exactly where you want it. Tonight's a chance to work on it and control the zone with your fastball. All 4 quadrants with it to set up the splitter.
Taylor takes a strike. A 3-hit game last night for Taylor. And that included 2 singles and a home run, a couple of runs scored. Center field. Off the end of the bat, Trout has to come racing in, dives, and he got it. No, he did not. They say he trapped it. But from our vantage point, it looked like he did make the catch. And we're going to
Trout's pointing in right now.
take a look at it.
Take a look at it right away. That's one of those dangerous plays, too, when you go and face first and dive in with that baseball to try to catch that one. Playing deep. Yeah, he's got that baseball.
Yeah. That's right in the palm of the glove.
Yes. You talk about some speed to go to a baseball. He's got that.
Yep.
You know, the funny thing with Mike Trout, every year I'm going to ask, what are you going to work on during the offseason? He said he wants to be a better defensive center fielder. Well, that's a pretty good start to it.
Yeah. That's a ball that they easily get fooled on as an outfielder. The big swing off the end of the bat, and with this wind.
We even saw it even out in left field with Matt Kemp, that ball off the end of the bat. You know, it was hit early by Kozar. But what a play by Trout. That's tremendous closing speed.
This should get overturned.
Good form to go in there and dive. Makes the play. I figure I might as well get it out of the way. Like Zach Ertz maybe going in the end zone in the Super Bowl. Trouty was talking about it today also. Trout right away said he's got it.
What are they looking at? I mean, this is ridiculous that it takes this long to overturn that call.
Oh, we were saying the same thing in watching the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, right.
For Ertz.
Well, Taylor currently standing at second base. This goes down as a double, but should get overturned to be called out.
Really surprised how long this is taking. Never saw that baseball hit the outfield grass at every angle we looked at.
There was no redirection.
No. And Trout right away pointed.
Ball never moved out of the glove. So 1 out.
Ball is overturned. The batter is out.
And Trout plays a pretty deep center field, so that tells you one thing. He likes coming in on the baseball like that. He's got good, quick closing speed coming in on the baseball, more comfortable doing so than going back on the baseball. He's playing extremely deep here against Seager at the plate.
Corey Seager, the 23-year-old North Carolina native, 295 a season ago. 1 for 4 last night with a single. It's down and in. Shoemaker making his 5th start at the spring. 1-2 mark, and ERA just above 7.
Challenged with a 2-0 fastball, but it was an elevated 4-seam fastball. It got it by Seager.
Strike. 2-2. Shoemaker's last start last year, June 14th against the Yankees, was shut down with forearm tightness. Turned out to be pin compression syndrome. Had to have radial nerve surgery. Missed the rest of the year. But no indications throughout the spring of any problems popping up.
Told me a number of times, felt great.
Lifted out toward right. Towering shot, but it'll stay in the yard as Calhoun has to settle underneath it. 2 down. Take a look at the Angels on the defensive side of things. Starting outfield and up to Trout and Calhoun. The infield a little different look with Marte at third. Simmons at short. Kozar at second. Pujols at first. Rivera going to start behind the plate.
Right on cue. Cole Calhoun called that fly ball. When you look back so far to the last 4 seasons, 39 outfield assists, which leads right fielders in the major league in that category. Saw that a couple times in spring training, how he charges the ball so well. Gets in great throwing position.
Puig homered last night, had a couple of runs batted in. First RBI and a ground out. Dodgers coming back to tie things in the 5th last night, then 2 solo home runs in the 7th. Allowing them to pick up the W. 2 balls and no strikes.
It's a good pitch right there. You know, Puig's sitting fastball. Nice little slider.
I think that, from a development standpoint, I think that's the biggest pitch for pitchers. 2-0, something other than a fastball that you could throw with confidence for a strike.
I know we're going to be talking about Shohei Ohtani at the plate tonight, DHing, but that's the one thing when he looks at games now, especially in a major league environment here in big league stadiums, knowing that you have to have that ability to throw something off speed in fastball counts here will be very important for him to learn. And that was a perfect pitch by Shoemaker. Now back even in the count.
Down goes Puig. Can't catch up to the fastball. A 1-2-3 first inning and a nice catch at center field to kick things off. It was Mike Trout doing some glove things in shallow center.
Well, a base hit in the first and an outstanding play in the bottom of the first for the MVP.
It's Red On. Support your Angels every home game this year with the 2018 Angels season seat package. For more information, call 888-796-HALO or go to angels.com to become a season seat holder. Andrelton Simmons swings the first pitch, pops it up. On the infield, it's Kike Hernandez taking charge, puts it away. There's out number 1.
Yeah, you're generally going to see a lot of fly ball action against
Right
Rich
field,
Hill,
number
especially that
56,
fastball
Cole
upstairs, and
Calhoun.
even the breaking ball itself. 3 fly ball outs for him already, just with 1 out here in the second.
So it'll bring up Cole. 0 for 3 last night. Solid spring as far as the Tempe portion of the schedule. Light crowd on this Monday night. Dodger Stadium. Cole ahead of the count at 2 balls, no strikes. Mentioned that Hill with the blister issues he had last year and the year before as well. That's something you can't really control, right? I mean, you can't go into spring training or into the regular season saying, I hope I don't do this, or I'm going to try to do something. You got to just keep doing what's gotten to you this point over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, generally in spring training, you end up building a callus on your pitching, especially your middle finger, because you put a lot of pressure on that on the seams of the baseball, so that'll kind of work its way through the season. But if you have that blister and it splits on you to get to spaces, as much as you like to try to use it, one of those different remedies for it, it comes into play a lot.
Cole shooting this one back up the middle. A 1-out single will bring up Rene Rivera, the catcher.
44, Rene Rivera.
Stays back, and then he's got that foot down. We talked about it, showed it last night, how the hands are out over the plate, staying back, loading up on that back leg, and then threw the baseball so well to line that one right back up the middle for a single. In a time where you're seeing a lot of infield shifts and a lot of hitters pulling the baseball, lifting the baseball in the air, it's really refreshing to see what Cole Calhoun has been doing so far in the spring training part of the season, where he's using the whole field, that one right back up the middle.
Rivera, the veteran, more than likely the backup catcher, 34-year-old native of Puerto Rico.
Speaking of swinging the bat well in spring training, 3 home runs, driving the ball very well, 10 home runs last season.
.324 average in Tempe. Last year hit .252 with 10 home runs, 35 runs batted in between the Mets and the Cubs. Second round pick by Seattle back in '01. He's played the big leagues for some time now. Seattle, Mets, Padres, Rays, Cubs. 3-1 count.
High fastball. Talked about go-tos, about not chasing that high fastball. So far, so good against Rich Hill.
Rivera going with Mark Trumbull's old number 44.
That's why he's got 3 home runs already in spring.
Now let's see if he can tomahawk a baseball into orbit like Trumbull used to.
Remember that home run he hit at Target Field?
Never forget it.
Or even the home run he hit in batting practice at the Trop.
Pete, yeah.
Oh. It's like your drives on the golf course.
Yeah. It's funny, those little moments that you remember.
I think he was trying to hit that one a long way.
Yeah. But you know, it's like we remember the exact same thing. Peter Borges inside the park home run to left field off the wall in left field. And he was pimping it because he thought he got all of it.
I mean, no human being should get an inside the park home run when you hit it to left field.
Emergency hack.
Stayed back pretty good to be able to foul that breaking ball off. When you look at percentages of breaking balls thrown last season for Rich Hill, it's a little over 37% of his pitches are curveballs. The year before, over 42%. A few more sliders and cutters last year, but still a lot of off-speed pitches from Rich Hill.
Jammed again, fights this one off. Mentioned Borges. He just was in camp with the Cubs this spring. Let go and quickly picked up by the Atlanta Braves.
And given a major league
deal. Yeah. How about Wade LeBlanc? You talk about running into some luck. The injuries the Seattle Mariners have had. He got released. He was on a minor league deal. Got let go, and boom, major league deal with Seattle. Rivera goes down swinging. 2 outs. First strikeout for Hill. The first opportunity, at least for us anyways, broadcasting game, to see Shohei Ohtani come to the plate as a DH.
So pretty good numbers over in Japan versus left-handed pitchers. He's faced a lot of left-handed pitchers in spring training so far. Tell you what, if he can correlate those swings he had in batting practice today and then tonight, should be special.
Smattering of boos throughout Dodger Stadium, and I figured the teams that were in it at the end, that fan base of those respective teams will more than likely greet Ohtani that way. The Angels are out on the road. Breaking ball, and it's popped up. Left side, Forsythe. Near the line, puts it away, and the Angels are done here in the second. We'll head to the bottom of the frame with no score at Dodger Stadium.
here, including Mike Trout, big first inning, base hit, and a great defensive play. Speaking of great defensive plays, every single season, the multi-Gold Glove winner, Andrew Simmons, Albert Pujols, just 32 hits away from 3,000 in his career. Also 614 home runs.
Not too shabby.
No.
Shoemaker had himself a 1-2-3 first. Will face Bellinger to start the second. Dodger second base, for first baseman, I should say. 267. Be credible if he was a second baseman.
Well, he made a play almost in second base last night.
No doubt. Fastball missing in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, rookie of the year last season. Huge season for the Dodgers. Still trying to go the other way, don't you think? That is a healthy hack.
Oh, to be 22 once again. Able to swing like that and not feel it the next day. You do that today, you'd be laid up for a week.
You don't see that too often with hitters now, straight up and down too. Bat held up real high. Boy, does he create some serious leverage though with that bat and bat head speed.
That's ripped just beyond the reach of Albert Pujols and into the right field corner. Bellinger on his way to second, thinking about third. The throw comes into the infield. Simmons has it, fires it to third. Marte picks it and tags out Bellinger for the out.
A fielder, number 27, Manfred.
Well, that's some real good communication there too between Cozart and Anderson Simmons to get in best position to make that throw to Marte, who made a good scoop there and apply a quick tag on Bellinger. This ball was hit very hard by Bellinger right down in that right field corner. You see how far off the line that Cole Calhoun was playing, but gets it in quickly. And then the perfect one-hop throw over and scoop by Marte to be able to apply that tag on Bellinger.
Camp looks at a strike. Bellinger gets credited with the double.
That's an arm right there. And speaking of arms, Cole Calhoun, another assist. Gets it in quickly, and it's a firm, low throw to be able to turn that body, get yourself in a good position to make a quick throw to third. Good scoop, and then quick tag by Marte. Again, very important. He's playing some third base. We saw him at first base.
Yep.
That final roster spot still open, wide open. And Marte's ability to play a couple different positions. We know he's been swinging the bat very well. Also played some left field.
1-2. Dribbler foul. Speaking of roster spots, guy at the plate. Didn't think he'd be here at this point, let alone a very good chance of making the Dodger club. Solid spring. He'll go down swinging for out number 2. Second strikeout for Shoemaker.
Now we talked about having that ability to throw that nasty split. That was a very good one.
Catcher, number 15, Austin Farr.
Shoe. See how that bottom drops out of that pitch. That's perfect location on top of the pitch and then drops. Nice job there by Rivera with that sequence called against Matt Kemp.
Fastball first strike. It's Austin Barnes behind the plate tonight for the Dodgers. Batting in the number 6 spot. 102 games last year. Hit 289. 8 home runs. 38 runs batted in. Riverside Poly and Arizona State University. 28 years of age. 1-1. Yes, he did. 1-2. from late life, some bite on those breaking pitches from Shoemaker. Of 94 on the radar gun for Shoe.
And you can have that great split, slider, even curveball. It's all set up by his ability to spot his fastball. So far, so good.
Called strike three, paints the inside corner, and Shoemaker's picked up his third strikeout through 2 innings. 2 complete here at Dodger Stadium, and we're still scoreless.
We talk about how good this team is defensively, saving runs. Perfect throw from Calhoun into Anderson Simmons and over to Marte for the out at third base.
Both Rich Hill and Matt Shoemaker have thrown the ball very well. In the first couple of frames, 1 strikeout for Hill. He's allowed 3 hits, but nobody has been able to score on either pitcher. Jeffrey Marte will lead things off. 9-1-2 for the Angels. Marte, Cozart, and Trout. Jeffrey last year at the major league level getting to 45 games. Just listed all the positions that he played for the Halos last season: third, first, and left field. 4 home runs, 14 runs batted in. And he's a guy that's out of options. He's got to make the team, or got to go on waivers and hope that if he does go on there, that he doesn't get claimed by another team.
And it's really going to be important for him to really crush left-handed pitching this season. That's when he's going to get his most opportunities against left-handed pitching.
Ground ball left side. Seager's there. On down.
Zach Cozart coming to the plate. Let's take a look at our tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. The adjustments made. Zach Cozart last season compared to 2016. The hands up higher, very similar as far as the leg kick, the gather, but not wasted movement. Hands are through the baseball. A little bit longer swing there on the left in 2016. The contact made, able to get that barrel of bat and create that lift much easier in 2017 without that wasted motion at all. The leg kick similar, but it's the hands and through the baseball with no wasted energy.
The amazing thing about that too is the fact that he made that adjustment late in spring training last year, prior to the season start. I mean, he was struggling through spring training, wasn't content with the results that he was getting or not getting at all, and all of a sudden makes a last-minute effort to say, let me just try this. And you know how things go. Confidence starts to build. You feel good, and he goes off and has a fantastic season as he flips this one out to right field.
Well, when you think about it too, 24 home runs last year, 82 in his career. And even go back the year before in 16 home runs, so 40.
Number
Almost
27,
half of his home runs over the last 2 seasons, especially last year, a lot more confident. Stayed back on that baseball pitch away. Good job as far as getting that still the barrel of the bat and driving that ball the other way. And he's very comfortable and confident with 2 strikes. 263 batting average with 2 strikes on him. He will be aggressive early, and that's where he's going to hit a majority of his home runs. He led the National League in that category with 2 strikes.
Trout ripped a base hit the left field in the first inning.
I would think right here on an 0-2 pitch from Rich Hill against Trout, he's going to try to elevate. We showed those numbers with Trout on pitches in that lower part of the strike zone.
It's catcher's interference. Yep. Barnes shaken up.
Hasn't been real healthy this spring as it is, and that one right there on the hand. An elevated fastball from Rich Hill. Trout late on the swing, late on the hand. See right off the glove, and about belt high.
That got him pretty good. Because a lot of times those catcher's interferences, it's more off the webbing, the kind of the tip of the glove. That got him almost flush in the back of the hand.
Big time sound also.
Yeah. Trout reaches on the catcher's interference. Barnes gets charged with an error because of it.
Justin Upton.
The Angels have runners at first and second with 1 out. Here's Upton.
Quite a few of those with Jacoby Ellsbury. Matsui. Always big on that, hitting that catcher's mitt, catcher's interference. Great numbers last season versus lefties for Justin Upton. 44 batting average.
Flip this one out to right field off the end of the bat. Puig coming on, dives, and he can't keep the ball in the glove. Had a beat on it. And Upton will reach, and the Angels will have him loaded.
Number 5, Albert Pujols.
Initially going back on that first step, but Puig with that great speed himself got close to that baseball, had a chance to make the play. Off the glove and gets away from him. And able to keep that in there. Initially took a step back and then came charging forward. Had an outstanding season defensively last year for the Dodgers.
Giving Puig an error on that? I guess that's what the scoreboard has. I guess never trust the scoreboard.
Well, they probably gave him a hit because his second error was on Barnes behind the plate. Forsythe put an error in the first inning.
That's right.
On Albert's ground ball.
It's fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cozart standing at third, Trout at second, Upton at first.
Well, a lot of room in that left field corner for Albert to turn on the baseball. Matt Kemp bunched over there in left center field. Albert pulls one down in that corner. All 3 runs could score, especially with that slow curveball going down and in from Rich Hill.
Two-one. That is ripped out to deep left field. Kemp pulls up. That one will one hop the fence. 2 runs in. Upton's being waved around, and he will score. It's a bases clearing double for Pujols, and the Angels have a 3-0 lead.
Boy, Albert using that big gap out there in left field to drive in all 3 runs for Arco. Top-tier play of the game. Albert Pujols got a pitch on the inner half and did not miss it. Right up to that wall in left field, driving in 3. He knows a little bit about driving in runs, Albert Pujols. 101 of them last season. Right up against the wall. Good base running all the way around for the Angels. All 3 run scores on that double by Pujols.
Especially Upton from first base. The minute he saw Kemp turn around, as Simmons bounces this one through the left side. He's got himself a base hit. Albert's being waved around. The throw from Kemp to the plate is in time, but Barnes can't handle it. RBI single for Simba. It's 4-0 Angels. Well, we mentioned last night Dino Evil back at third base. The ever-aggressive Dino Evil.
And that was
He's going to force it.
That was a pretty good throw by Matt Kemp. At one point in his career, a very good defensive outfielder. He charged that one well, and Dino Evil took the shot. And Albert Pujols able to score on this base hit. Again, swinging on that early count for Andrelton Simmons. We talked about RBIs and very important swings last season on the offensive side. Drives in Albert Pujols.
So 4 runs in. 1 out. There's Cole. That a base hit his first time up.
It's good to see that smile on his face. Some running there for Albert Pujols in this game.
One-0. Breaking ball drops in there.
That's a good base running by Andrelton Simmons on that throw to the plate. Was able to advance to second base also.
So the reaches seats on the third base side. Count now to a ball and 2 strikes. One, 2. Called strike 3. Calhoun gets rung up. Second strikeout for Hill. 2 down.
Number 44, Rene Rivera.
Simmons still at second base. Rene Rivera coming up. Interesting inning. The flare single by Kozart. The catcher's interference on Barnes, but Trout at the plate as Rivera skies with the center.
With this win, you never know.
Yeah, Taylor able to waze that one all the way to the baseball.
Yes.
He avoided all the traffic jams.
I think so.
Hey, 4 runs in for the Halos here in the third. Pujols with a 3 RBI double and then the single by Simmons. 4-0 Halos as we head to the bottom of the inning.
Presented by Cedar Sinai.
Forsythe, Hernandez, and Hill coming up. Pujols with a double. The bases loaded. Pretty good missile out to left field. Shoemaker back to work with 3 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed.
Albert's starting to get his timing together at the plate. A big home run his last game down in Tempe. A shot here tonight. Struggled a little bit with his timing at times in spring training as far as swinging the bat.
Do you believe that players are capable of not necessarily going through the motions through the first several weeks of spring training, but as you get closer and closer to that opening day, as this one's laced out to center field, Forsythe is on board with a leadoff single. The guys, as they start to see that finish line or proverbial starting line, if you will, for the opening day of the season, that the adrenaline kicks up a little bit.
Yes.
Guys start to get a little bit more serious. Not they're not serious throughout the other parts of spring training, but it becomes a grind day in and day out in spring training when you're doing the monotonous stuff, getting ready for games.
Yeah, Victor, a lot of hitters, especially early on in games, spring training games, they're just sitting on looking fastball, maybe change-ups, but as spring training progresses, as the pitchers start throwing more and more breakables, then their timing's off. As long as they can see a few good breakables and read the spin, they're ready to go. And you're starting to see that from some of the veterans. So as you get closer to the real games, that's all they're trying to do is start to read the spin much better. It used to be where you thought a guys needed a certain amount of at-bats. And I've asked that question down there a number of times in spring to all the hitters. And all they said is they just want to read the spin on the baseball well. Once they see that a couple times and make good contact, they're ready to go.
Kike Hernandez, starting second baseman, has a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Good slider there from Shoemaker. And the ability to throw something off speed in those counts where a hitter's sitting on a fastball, especially, Kike Hernandez hits a fastball very, very well. Between his slider and split, late action.
2 balls and 2 strikes. And his last year 215 overall batting average. No problem with left-handed pitching. Hit 270, but hit just 159 against right-handed pitching. Two. Fights this one foul.
You see how he was tracking lower part of the strike zone, anticipating a splitter or a slider. Instead, he got a 93-mile-an-hour elevated fastball late on it. Sometimes as a pitcher, though, you try to almost outthink yourself. When you see a hitter late on a fastball like that, I think you go right back to another high fastball. Even though your bread and butter for Shoemaker is a split, you saw that right away. Kike Hernandez was tracking lower part of the zone and took that pitch. That was a pretty good pitch, too. We'll go back to his split.
See if Forsythe takes off. Leadoff single for him. He does not. 3-2 is cut on and missed. 1 down.
That was a real good split finger fastball there for Shoemaker. What an adjustment he made on that one. Stayed on top, front shoulder in, good balance. Starts in the strike zone, bottom drops out. This time Kike could not hold back. Swing and miss. And you look at those numbers as far as batting average versus slider, sinker. 293, but that four seam, which is elevated in the splitter, it's 213 batting average. Slugging percentage much lower versus the four-seamer and the split.
There's the pitcher, Rich Hill. He fouls that one at the plate. Hill last year 5 for 45 with a double and 4 runs batted in. National League ballpark, so the Dodgers have their pitcher hit. The Angels go ahead and use the DH.
Well, it's basically a pitcher that is hitting also in Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani going to be pitching potentially one of the games up in Oakland. Some wind chimes.
Marte will throw on to first base. 2 down. Sacrifice advances fourth, side to second.
Now batting number 3, Chris Taylor.
Top of the order now, Taylor. 4-0 Angels lead. Chris Taylor fly ball to center field. His first plate appearance. Originally, the ball Taylor hit called safe, or trap. But that call was quickly overturned. Or not really quickly, but overturned nonetheless.
Just a little practice.
You've had a chance to watch Chris Taylor now for a couple of seasons, especially after the breakout last year. How would you pitch him? Because it seems like his coverage is just continues to get better and better. Jammed him here. Marte's got this one.
I think you pitch him backwards. You know, start him off with breaker balls and then eventually pound him in with fastballs there. I think that's the way you have to do it against him.
We're headed to the top of the 4th inning. Shohei Ohtani set to lead things off for the Angels. Halos on top 4-0. Week on Monday, April 2nd, and Tuesday, April 3rd, Angels take on the Cleveland Indians at 7:07. Fans in attendance will receive a wall calendar while supplies last, and it's courtesy of U.S. Bank. For more information, just go to Angels.com. Ohtani, Marte, and Cozart, 8-9-1 for the Angels against Rich Hill. First one outside. Shohei popped out his first time up. 0 for 1. DHing tonight. Lace this one out toward left field, and that'll fall in there for a base hit. Good piece of hitting by Ohtani. As Kemp gets the baseball back in, and Shohei's on board the leadoff single.
Stayed back on that one very well. Line that baseball into left field. trying to get that timing down, trying to shorten up his stride. He said he was going to try to shorten up his stride. Just watching and talking to different hitters for the Angels in their lineup. Just threw the baseball very well there. That's a good swing. Let the ball travel. We talked about that with Jose Mota in the pregame show. He was going to try to shorten up that stride. Good swing there.
Marte grounded out to short, leading off the third inning. 0 for 1. Quasi shift with Kike Hernandez playing towards second base. Quick tag by Bellinger.
Shohei can run very well. A lot of room on that right side of the infield for Marte with the shift on.
No balls, 2 strikes. 2 strikeouts for Hill, no walks. 7 hits allowed.
See Ohtani going back to the base against Rich Hill, who has a pretty good move to first base.
It's like everything else, right? Scouting report on hitting, a scouting report on guys' moves.
Everything is brand new to Shohei Ohtani. That you can tell a lot of confidence in his ability to do both hitting and pitching.
Marte lifts one out to shallow right. Yasiel Puig is there. 1 down. In case you were wondering, as far as exit velocity off the single by Shohei, 105 miles per hour off the bat.
It's pretty impressive.
That's good that now we're getting closer to the real deal. You get StatCast and chance to get some of those numbers, launch angles, and the like. Top of the order, Zach Kozar. Boy, Bellinger, you mentioned last night, so good at first base. So many years, Dodgers treated to a very good first baseman in Adrian Gonzalez. Smooth. Bellinger, you're not skipping a beat. They were quick with the glove in the hands.
He started last year out in the outfield, but he is such a good first baseman. So that perfect feed over to Maeda last night on a ground ball hit in the hole between first and second, had to cover some ground.
Pretty good lead for Ohtani.
Mike Scioscia was asked that early in spring training. He knows that Ohtani has good speed, but potentially stealing a base. And Mike Scioscia gave you that good look like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Breaking ball, bends in there. 1-2. Zach's 1 for 2. A fly ball to center in the first, a striker, a base hit, and a run scored in the third inning. He was able to whip that ball over at first base in that low 3/4 arm angle.
That's a lot of pressure on your elbow too when you do that. That's all with your arm.
That's pulled toward third. Forsythe has it. 2 down.
A really good swing with 2 strikes on him. Caught this time by Forsythe at third base, but Kozar on that pitch. Show those graphics as far as 263 batting average with 2 strikes on him. Just led the National League in that category. Lines that one, but Forsythe made a nice play on it.
High strike on Trout. Base hit of the first, reached on that catcher's interference and scored in the third.
Pitches away from Rich Hill. A lot of room on that right side of the infield for Trout.
Slide step. Foul at the plate.
Throwing on the timing, Mike Trout. You see that foot's already down when he's starting that swing. Trout generally with his swing path, he wants to have that foot going down as the barrel of the bat is crossing the plate. That slide step threw off his timing.
Goes with that high fastball. Trout can't lay off. And the Angels are done here in the fourth inning. We're heading to the bottom of the frame. It's a 4-0 Halo lead. A couple of fine defensive plays already in this ball game for the Angels. Trout the catch in center field, and of course that relay we just saw, Calhoun, Simmons, the Marte to gun down Bellinger. Was trying to stretch a double into a triple. 2 hits allowed by Matt Shoemaker, 4 strikeouts, no walks. He's going to get 2, 3, and 4 for the Dodgers here in the fourth inning. Seager, Puig, and Bellinger.
Well, those numbers of fewest errors for the Angels. You would think it'd be even better this upcoming season, adding Cozart and Kinsler and having a full season of Justin Upton out in left field.
A number toward first. Pujols will feed Shoemaker. 1 down. Seager now over 2 on the night.
Another good all-speed pitch out in front by Shoemaker to get a weak ground ball to Albert Pujols.
Yasiel Puig at the plate. Shoemaker facing Puig at the first, and he fell behind at 2-0. She eventually came back to strike out Puig on a good fastball away.
I expect him to swing early in the count here.
Right on cue. Shallow right field. Ball get pushed out of play.
That ball looked like it had a chance to be in play.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at Cole as he's sprinting in, and as I look back up to the baseball, it was like your 7-iron Slicing into the woods.
Or 6 iron, 5 iron, 4 iron, 3 iron, driver. Maybe not my putter, but close.
That's that one that looks good off the tee and all of a sudden it just makes a right-hand turn. Where'd that come from?
You need to play the links course over the shot like that.
0-1 count.
It's a pretty good fastball. Still pretty consistent, 91 to 94 for Shoemaker. So he pitched speed range 94. Best fastball, slowest pitch, a 76-mile-an-hour curveball. His splitter is going to be around 83 to 86 range. Slider, very similar speeds too. Two-seamers around low 90s, four-seamer 93, 94. Good slider there. Fastball count.
It's very similar to the pitch that got him back into the count. The first at bat against Puig. 2-2. Pulled foul.
One thing, you look at Matt Shoemaker right now, we're going to talk about it, is a little bit more so in this inning. He's made a little bit of adjustment as far as standing on the pitching rubber from the beginning of spring training, where he was struggling a little bit, to where he is at right now, where his front foot, where it's located on the pitching rubber. It allows him to gather himself, better balance, better deception. You look what he did early in spring training for Matt Shoemaker, where he was. You see how the foot on the pitching rubber pretty much straight now. That front foot, his left foot in front of the pitching rubber. This has allowed him to be able to have a little bit better balance, better gather over that pitching rubber. And that's the thing, having balance and gather, be able to work downhill, especially with your splitter.
Full count. Bellinger on deck. Down goes Puig, 2 down.
And working downhill with that breaking ball. Better deception. You can see right now, this is a very good lineup the Dodgers are throwing at Matt Shoemaker. They're not seeing the baseball out of his hand well. And that's what you want. So you don't see the baseball till there. And then that sharp break is a swing and miss. If you're flying open, you're going to get a chance to see that baseball out of his hand a little bit longer. And speaking of longer, some tremendous beards working right there. That is impressive. Shoemaker's got it working this year.
As opposed to previous years.
Well, this is a little bit longer, a little thicker beard working now for the shoe.
Wonder where that thing's going to be by the time the season's over. Imagine if Gaylord Perry had a beard like that, all the junk he could hide in there.
He might be auditioning for ZZ Top before long.
Ball and a strike. Gaylord, we touching the beard in the windup, just trying to get a little extra. Something, something.
Allegedly, of course.
Yeah. 2-1.
Wait, don't you think pitchers are going to try to pitch Bellinger with the fastball upstairs and then try to get him to chase that breaking ball down and in?
Make sure you miss in off the plate.
Yeah, not out over the plate.
Right there. I mean, you look at the off-balance nature of that swing.
It was set up by a good fastball in. If he's looking out over the plate and you stay out over the plate, he can drive that ball very well to left center field. But Shoemaker did a nice job of using that fastball in to set up that fastball away. That was nasty. That's all over the strike zone. I think that caught everybody surprised with that movement on that two-seamer.
And he lays off. First free pass issued by Shu, and it comes with 2 outs here in the 4th.
It's one of those things
Number
that
27,
you just got to try to forget. The pitch before was a strike. Didn't get that called. Try to get Bellinger to chase that break ball out of the strike zone. A little frustrated after that pitch. I mentioned that depth in this lineup for the Dodgers. You got to clear the mind right away.
Kemp struck out in the 2nd.
That's a good late life to that fastball also.
I'll tell you what, if Shu can get back being the guy he was in 2014. Heck, he just in 2016. 27 starts. Record didn't favor him. But threw the ball well, 160 innings that year, 143 strikeouts. One and two. Kemp didn't like the call.
We talked a lot about the Angels going to 6-man rotation this season. Early on, Mike Socha even said today, probably go with the 5-man rotation, especially with that off day at home on Thursday. The only thing he gave out today was Garrett Richards will pitch opening day, followed by Tyler Skaggs. Guessing that Matt Shoemaker's next time out after tonight, probably, I'm guessing, on Sunday. There's the open day starter, followed by number 2 in the rotation, Tyler Skaggs. Pitched Friday night. Day game on Thursday for Richards to open the season up in Oakland.
Play Oakland twice very quickly. This was it towards second. Cozart's there. Shoemaker's out of it. 2-out walk, stranded on base. For the books here at Dodger Stadium. Angels on top 4-0.
The 5th, Justin Upton coming to the plate right now for the Halos. Now it's time for the Kia drive to success since 2009. Ranks among outfielders for Justin Upton. 239 home runs, but it's tied for 6th. The RBI just under 760, 759, 546 extra base hits, second most Those numbers that I always love to jump out there. There's 106 game-winning RBI for J.O. during that stretch since 2009. That's the third best amongst outfielders in the show since 2009.
3-4-5 for the Angels. Up to Pujols and Simmons. That's pulled out toward left field. Kemp has to go back on it. Curls around. Now comes back in. One away. Just at 1 for 3.
First baseman Albert Pujols.
So Albert steps in. Reached on the air by Forsythe in the first inning. Came up with the bases loaded in the third. Delivered a double to the base of the wall and left. We talked about the 3,000 hit plateau, which should be eclipsed some point this season. Hopefully earlier rather than sooner, or later I should say. We also have to look at the career RBI total. You mentioned last year 101 runs batted in for the Angels. The 14th time in his career he's had 100 or more home RBIs, I should say. As he waves at that one. 2 down. And Albert 1,918 career runs batted in. There's only 2 players in Major League Baseball history that have reached the 2,000 RBI plateau, and that's Alex Rodriguez, Hammer, and Hank Aaron. Aaron at 22.97.
Well, when all said and done, Albert Pujols, all-time numbers across the board.
Climbing up the all-time doubles list as well. Strikeout of Pujols, the 4th for Rich Hill. Simmons 1 for 2, an RBI single, the 3rd inning. All 4 runs for the Angels coming in that frame. Foul tipped. 1-2. Keenan Middleton getting ready for the Angels.
More like that means that Matt Shoemaker's night is done. An outstanding effort tonight by Shoemaker.
Bouncer off the glove of Hill, slowed down. Seager's not going to get Simmons. There goes an infield base hit.
Simmons
Right field,
continues to swing the
Calhoun.
bat well here in spring. Right back up the middle. You wonder if Seager has that ground ball on the normal circumstance if it doesn't deflect off the glove of Rich Hill.
But of course, because pitchers are the best athletes, according to some.
Yeah, look at that
We
wingspan
should have
to be able to
gotten that
get
ball,
to that
right?
baseball.
But let's not let that get in the way of our discussion.
Hey, Matt Shoemaker will say, yes, we are the best out there. I had 5 punch outs in 4 innings.
Look good. 62 pitches,
Yes.
final tune-up.
39 of them strikes. Some very impressive strikes thrown by Shoe tonight. They do a good enough job of getting out of that conversation about best athletes. There you go.
Seems like you bring that argument up when it best suits you.
Easier way to win an argument.
Ball and a strike.
.77 pitches tonight for Rich Hill. Probably about 20 of them 20 more throwing the first base.
Yeah. Ball at 2 strikes. Trying to weight back as long as possible on that breaking ball. Ground ball to second base. Kike is there. Halos are done here in the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Looks like Middleton will replace Matt Shoemaker on the mound. Nice outing tonight. His final tune-up. He'll depart with a 4-0 lead. Keenan, the fireballing, right? You talk about a contrast in styles between Middleton and Matt Shoemaker. You see his numbers from last year. This spring, though, he's been hit around a little bit.
Yeah, the fastball is still pretty good velocity. It's been 98 miles an hour. He's been working on his changeup a lot more. Same thing with his breaking ball. He's been hurt a couple times on that changeup. That's a very important pitch for him to get a good feel for. See if it's different here in Dodger Stadium as compared to in Arizona.
24-year-old Oregon native. 3rd round pick of the Angels in 2013. Sporting the Red Locks.
Yes.
It's a good look.
Yeah, it is.
Like it.
Matt Shoemaker, outstanding effort. 4 shutout innings tonight. Why? That split finger fastball and slider, very good. All set up by his fastball command was excellent throughout. 91 to 94. Stay back, good balance. We showed that difference as far as on the pitching rubber. How was he able to hide the baseball better? But that slider and split, excellent, especially location-wise.
Dodgers have Barnes, Forsythe, and Hernandez coming up here in the 5th inning. Angels have a new first baseman. It's Chris Carter takes over for Albert Pujols. Two balls and no strikes. 10th appearance of the spring for Middleton. 1-1 with a 6.30 ERA. 10 innings, 11 hits, 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. Two at 1. Barnes struck down looking to end the 2nd.
That's that slider right there from Middleton. 84-mile-an-hour slider.
Ground ball to the right side. Kozar to his left has it.
Boy, is he a smooth fielder. Playing second base tonight.
Kinsler getting the night off.
Number 11, Logan Forsythe.
Forsythe coming to the plate now. Forsythe singled the lead off to third and was stranded on base.
Didn't get a lot of playing time initially in the beginning part of the season at third base, with Justin Turner going to be out probably till May. I would imagine early May. Dave Roberts, that deal with not having Turner in that bat, hitting that number 3 spot in the lineup.
2 balls, 1 strike. Out toward right, Cole has to come in and toward the line, won't make the running catch. 2 down.
You can read off the bat there by Cole, especially when the wind is pushing
Number
everything
14,
towards that
Kike
foul line.
Hernandez.
Kike looks at a strike.
That fastball 97 from Middleton.
Just below the knees. 1 ball and strike. He's got terrific stuff. I remember last year at the Big A, the matchup between Middleton and Cody Bellinger.
Yes.
Resulted in a strikeout as Carter moving over to foul territory. He's not going to get this one. 1-2 now.
Chris Carter, as Angel fans know a lot, seen him over the years, whether it's wearing an Oakland uniform or a Houston Astro. Some big numbers with Milwaukee also. Has had a very good spring in that conversation too for that last roster spot.
Lifted out toward left center, not very deep. Upton has to come racing in because that ball being pushed in because of that wind.
He's looking at Simmons going, hey, you'd love to go back on the baseball.
Feel free to hook me up. A 1, 2, 3, 5th inning for Keenan. We head to the 6th inning. Angels on top.
new season with new superstars. Fridays starting this June.
You been invited yet?
To the big three? No. Can't say that I have. You?
You gonna hoop it up? You got the short shorts, don't
Oh,
you?
yeah.
You got the Pistol Pete shorts.
I got my Chuck Taylor Converse
Taylor
working.
Con- yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good look.
Rivera.
I mean, I knew you wore that out on the road when you're working out.
Oh, yeah. Got to get ready for the season.
That is a good look. Pedro Baez takes over for Rich Hill. 66 games last year. 3-6 at a 2.95 earned run average. And he will face the bottom third of the Angels order. Rivera, Ohtani, and Marte. Rich Hill went 5 innings. Scattered 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 strikeouts, no walks. Rivera, the starting catcher tonight, 0 for 2. He struck out in the second and fly ball to center in the third inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pedro, one of the slower workers in the bullpen in Major League Baseball. He's picked up the pace quite a bit. The Dodgers have worked with him to keep that tempo going.
He's got really good stuff.
Yeah, he does. That's ripped out to center field. Taylor comes in. Good read off the bat. 1 down.
That's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Rivera was all over it. Line drive. Taylor was able to make a good play on it.
Designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani.
Here's Ohtani. 1 for 2. Popped out of the second. Single to left. The fourth.
Always a lot of cameras and photographers around every time Shohei steps to the plate or on that pitcher's mound. Tons in the dugout earlier today.
No balls and a strike. Top part of the zone. 0-2.
That was a changeup upstairs. Imagine more than likely try to go upstairs with a fastball now. That's what Barnes wanted. Shook it off to a slider now.
This one's pulled over to Bellinger. 2 down.
And a pretty good swing tonight for Shohei Ohtani. Went down and got that breaking ball, lined at the first.
May have broken his bat, Gooby.
Third baseman Jeffrey
Piece of
Marte.
wood up the infield grass.
See, very little stride. You're seeing a little bit similar to Albert Pujols, which he said he was going to try, and even Anderson Simmons getting that foot down and quickly able to get that bat through the zone. Remember in spring training, a little bit higher of a leg kick. Before he got that foot down, the baseball was on him, especially pitching inside against him. Pretty good adjustment for the youngster. You see that smile, he's feeling a lot better about his swings tonight.
Jeffrey 0 for 2. Starting third baseman tonight. Halos with 4 runs on 8 hits. The Dodgers no runs, 2 hits. They've committed 2 errors. The lie opener.
Break a ball upstairs, had their fastball up and in.
Two now for Baez. Full boat. Cozart's on deck.
Just watching the Dodgers defensive alignment in the infield early in the count against Marte. Kike Hernandez was overplaying towards the shortstop side of the bag. Now with 2 strikes has moved back over to the second base side of the bag.
Ground ball toward the middle. Seager to his left has it. And the Angels are down in order in the 6th inning. Head to the bottom of the frame. 4-0 Halo lead. For the Angels as Jose Alvarez, the left-hander, takes over for Keenan Middleton. Keenan had himself 1, 2, 3, 5th inning, and Jose will face 9, 1, and 2. Pitcher spot, then Taylor and Seager. 64 games last year for the left-hander, 0-3 with a 3.88 ERA.
He's been going strong in the second half. He's throwing the ball well in spring training.
We have final 6th inning, number 21, Trace Thompson.
Trace Thompson will pinch it, pitcher spot. Couple of changes for the Angels. The defensive side of things. Cozart, Simmons up to Trout, Calhoun now all out of the game. Go with Carter, or pardon me, with Pujols. Angels. They have Fletcher at second, Fontana in short, Valbuena third. The outfield with Liriano, Young, and Hermosillo from left to right.
3-1 pitch.
Thompson fouls it back, full count.
Alvarez challenged Thompson on the 3-1 fastball. Thompson had a pretty good hack at that one, fouled it straight back. A lot of times when you see a hitter with a swing like that on a fastball, you're going to try something all speed the very next pitch. He came with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball located perfectly to get the punch out. Nice comeback on that at bat by Alvarez.
And this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
Taylor 0 for 2 tonight.
Good fastball from Alvarez against a very good fastball hitter. Mentioned how you pitch against Taylor now. I think, again, pitching him backwards. He looks in early, looks away late. That first pitch away, then fastball in. Going back inside again.
One ball, 2 strikes. Off speed, pulled through the left side. A 1-out single for Chris Taylor.
Shortstop, number 5.
He got 2 strikes, got an all-speed pitch. Again, talk about going pitching backwards. He went change up there. He was looking something all-speed, got it. Good swing there from Taylor to be able to get that through the hole between short and third. That's why I thought a lot of times you can go fastball in on him with 2 strikes.
Short lead for Taylor at first. Seeker fouling it off. Had a base hit. Short 2 tonight. Fly ball to right and ground out.
Challenged him on the inner half of the plate with a fastball. This is where it's very important for Jose Alvarez against these tough left-handed batters to be able to pitch inside enough to be able to open up that outer part of the plate with a breakable or even potentially a fastball. Especially being that lone lefty out of the bullpen.
Well, at times over the last couple of years, it seems that if we've seen velocity is there, you think you can kind of get, you could be a little bit more aggressive within the strike zone. But at times becomes a guy that likes to nibble, especially in those situations where you've got guys on base and you need to get a quick out.
And he doesn't necessarily have to, especially when you can lefty that throws 91 to 92. Get another 92-mile-an-hour fastball. But the important thing for Alvarez is stay on top of that breaking ball when it's an opportunity to try that now. Make it close enough to appear to be a strike to get Seager to chase it.
That's a dribbler.
That's a perfect pitch.
Alvarez will just take it himself.
That's well played too. That's one of those plays as a pitcher. You practice all spring training long. You think, you would flip it over the first baseman. No, but you field that ball, take the throw out of the equation, especially because your first baseman is going to come to try to field it himself. That's that break a ball that appears to be a strike, but it wasn't. Fields his position well, straight through the base, able to get that out against a very good hitter in Corey Seager.
Brings up Puig with a man in scoring position. LCL happy to see Matt Shoemaker no longer in the game, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Shoe. Fastball for a strike.
That was a pretty good fastball.
I thought it was a pretty good pitch, location-wise.
Puig likes to have fun playing baseball.
Alvarez got in his kitchen there with that fastball.
That's 3 fastballs in a row inside. Going back in. Breaking ball.
Puig strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. 6 complete at Dodger Stadium. It's a 4-0 Angels lead.
All right, guys, it is time now for us to play.
MPG. Visit Jeep.com to learn more.
4-0 Angels on this cool, breezy night in Los Angeles. We start the 7th at Dodger Stadium, second game of this 3-game spring training edition of the Freeway Series. And it's Ross Stripling taking over for Pedro Baez. The Angels will have the top of the order coming up, although it's a revamped top of the order because the regulars are no longer in the game. 49 games last year for Ross, 3-5 and a 3.75 ERA. Chris Young will lead things off for the Halos. Valbuena will bat Trout spot. He's on deck.
A lot of major league experience for Chris Young. Very valuable player. Play all 3 outfield positions. Hurt his calf early on in camp. And a lot of at-bats in minor league games too to get ready for the start of the season. Told me yesterday, feeling real good, real healthy.
The 4-year-old bounces this one to the left side. Forsythe scoops it up. Throws Young out for the first down of the 7th. So it'll bring up Valbuena.
Cam Bedrosian getting up now and ready to pitch next inning. Keenan Middleton solid. Jose Alvarez solid. Each one shutout inning in relief.
Valbuena, the starting lineup last night at the DH, went 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Shoots this one out the left. That gets in there for a base hit. So 1 out single, puts a man on. It'll be David Fletcher coming to the plate.
Second baseman number 86.
Gonna get that pitch away. Got a good little bat flip. It is still practice. Get
Still
ready
there.
for the season.
Looking good. If you're into that kind of stuff.
He hit a home run the other day in a spring training game, and I was talking to him after. I said, "You know, real bat flip." He goes, "Give me time." Now he's getting ready. Prime
Closer,
time's right
closer.
around the corner.
That's it. He's a PTP'er, baby. Fletcher's had a very solid spring. Came into the game late last night. Ball and a strike. Hill went 5 innings. Baez a 1-2-3 6th, and Stripling here in the 7th. The Angels have gone with Shoemaker, who was spectacular through 4 with 5 strikeouts. Middleton 1 scoreless. Alvarez 1 scoreless. And Bedrosian appears to have the bottom of the 7th inning.
Mike Scioscia wants to see some good consistency from his bullpen arms before heading to Oakland for that opening series.
Fletcher bounces one back to the mound. A shot put to short, and they're not going to take a double play because of it.
That was relatively close to second base, but Valbuena didn't think so.
Looks like Scioscia's going to have the guys at least take a look at it downstairs. They are going to challenge to call it second.
It didn't look like he was all that close to the base. The high throw, it was almost like he was thrown to second base. Yeah, he's not even in that neighborhood.
In the vicinity.
Follow the field is under review.
The old in the neighborhood play.
Yeah.
That was What a few blocks away?
As long as you touch the base before you leap up in the air, it's an out. It's retroactively out.
Oh.
The Angels are challenging the call on the field, but the runner was safe at second base.
And if it does get overturned, figured Stripling is charged with an error. Well, it's a straight fielder's choice for.
That is why, as a pitcher, you always look back and point who has the base, because both Hernandez was there and rated. So the throw to second base, you didn't know who you throw to, either short or second. You kind of guided the throw in there.
Aren't you taught to just
Throw to the base.
throw to the base?
Yes.
You fired into center field, well then that's on whoever had coverage. Call gets overturned.
Ball is overturned. Runner is safe at second base.
So first and second, one out. Chris Carter.
Now batting
coming
first
up.
baseman, number 31, Chris Carter.
See Dave Roberts, you know, especially still in that spring training mode, how often you practice on that play. Comebacker, throw right to the base.
Stripling does indeed get charged with an error. Carter fouls this one off. 275 this spring. 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. His numbers last year with the Yankees. And after having that monster season 2 seasons ago with Milwaukee, it took him a while to get a contract. Eventually the Yankees signed him.
Well, as we recall, anytime you throw him a fastball, it's going to be hit a long way. 41 home runs with the Brewers a couple seasons ago.
One and two. On the second base. Brink is able to get back in there. One, two on the way. Carter strikes out, swinging 2 down. Be up to Nolan Fontana to keep things going, try to add to this 4-0 lead for the Angels. Brief time at the big leagues last year. Fontana, first major league home run at Marlins Park.
And first major league hit.
Yeah.
Not an easy ballpark to hit the ball out either.
Well, for some.
Yeah, well.
Stanton didn't have any problems.
No. Trout hit that mammoth home run down there last year too.
Nolan ahead of the count of 2-0. Valboyd at second. Fletcher at first base. 2-1. Caught the inside part of the plate. Full count. There's a takeoff here with 2 outs. Fontana strikes out, swinging to the Angels. Get a couple of men on and leave them stranded. Stretch time here at Dodger Stadium, still 4-0. Halos. It's 4-0 Angels. Want to remind you that the freeway face-off between the LA Kings and the Anaheim Ducks returns this Friday. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. with LA Kings live on KCOP and Ducks live on Prime Ticket. Cam Bedrosian takes over on the bump with a 4-0 lead. He replaces Jose Alvarez on a 1-inning outing. Gave up 1 hit, struck out 2. It's Bedrosian scheduled to face Bellinger, Kemp, and Barnes.
See how he has that feel for his breaking ball. Was the one he could throw for a strike, and then the wipeout breaking ball for Cam.
Bellinger with a double and a walk.
That's the one he threw for a strike. Now you got to try to expand the strike zone. Down and in, back foot with that slider.
And down goes Bellinger. 1 away.
Got him with that breaking ball.
Fielder number 27, Matt Kemp.
See where the target was set more so down towards the dirt, but still effective late break to it.
Mistake pitch.
Yeah, a little bit too much in the strike zone. You can see where the target was set by Rivera. He wanted Davies like almost tapping the ground. Certainly didn't shorten up on that swing on 2 strike for Bellinger though.
The contact swing. And Kemp punches one through the right side. He's on board for the first time tonight.
Catcher number 15, Austin Barnes.
Barnes 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the second. Grounded out in the fifth. Back at it again tomorrow night here at Dodger Stadium. JC Ramirez scheduled to get to start his final tune-up. Halos will travel to the Bay Area on Wednesday and then kick off the regular season on Thursday. 4-game set against Oakland. Kind of the first season where you kind of go into the year thinking, who's going to be the guy that gets the opportunity to close the game when that opportunity presents itself in the regular season? You have no clue.
Yeah, we had a long conversation down in spring training, even on the way back. I think, and even talking to Billy Epler yesterday, it's going to depend on the situation of the game, the highest leverage part of the game. It could be in the 7th inning. So you might see Cam in the 7th inning, you might see him in the 9th inning. Same thing with Middleton.
Fletcher comes charge again, flips it back. Nice play. Fontana with the turn. And the Angels are out of this in the 7th inning. Quick turn by the middle infield duel. Fletcher and Fontana. Well, into the 8th inning at Dodger Stadium. Angels still on top.
Key for this game tonight, all the stars. Mike Trout playing some outstanding defense. Cole Calhoun, the Gold Glove winner back in 2015 with a perfect throw and relay from Anthony Simmons over to third. Albert Pujols with the bases loaded drives in 3, and Shohei Ohtani with a good swing base hit in the left field. So the Stars out tonight, and the Stars performing very well for the Halos against the Dodgers.
Number 54, Tony Cingrani.
4-0 Angels as we start the 8th inning. New pitcher on for the Dodgers. Tony Cingrani takes over. Left-hander,
Right fielder, number
28 years of age. Will be facing Hermosillo, Rivera, and Shohei Ohtani. The Angels half of the 8th inning. Bunch of changes defensively also for the Dodgers. Utley takes over at first base. Kyle Farmer behind the plate. Gavin Lux last inning took over at shortstop. Tolles is in left. Kendall in center. Trace Thompson, who was in center, moves over to right. Christian Santana at third base. Assuming you're not keeping score at home, but I wrote it down.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. How's your scorebook? Ready to go?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's tucked away in my other briefcase.
Your other one?
Yes. The spring training one's still here.
Yep. Carlos Perez has come out of the on-deck circle, so he would bat for Rene Rivera. Check swing, foul. Bounce that one out in front of the plate. It's a ground he picked up last year. The trade deadline from the Cincinnati Reds in exchange for Scott Van Slyke.
One point was supposed to be a very consistent, solid starter for the Reds. Settling into the bullpen role, though, for the Dodgers.
Yeah. He struggled last year for the Reds. Was very good in 22 games for the Dodgers. 28 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 19 plus innings. Rocio chases the breaking ball. There's out number 1 to start the 8th.
It's a pretty good breaking ball rate at that spot.
So Carlos comes up now.
Perez.
Carlos, one of those players on the Angels roster that's out of options. Lay off. He did. Out to shallow right. Thompson in. 2 down. So Ohtani coming up. This will be his 4th plate appearance of the evening. 1 for 3.
Hitter number 17, Shohei Ohtani.
Facing another tough lefty here. He's done that quite a bit in spring. Been pretty solid at the plate tonight.
Upstairs.
First time in this game where he pulled off that breaking ball. He stayed back very well, tried to hit the ball hard the other way. First 3 at bats. Lined out the first his last time up.
Dribbler foul.
Dino still those great hands over there. Coaching third.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 8th. That's a pretty good arsenal. 94 to the left side and a big breaking ball.
Imagine if that high fastball come back with a breaking ball. Try to sneak something in though.
He chases the high fastball. Down goes Ohtani, and we'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Angels leading at 4-0. Join us on April the 6th. Angels taking on the Oakland Athletics at 7:07. Fans in attendance receive a Pujols Countdown to 3,000 action figurine. It's courtesy of Muscle Maker Grill. For more information, just go to angels.com. Blake Wood takes over for the Halos at the bottom of the 8th inning. Chase Utley will lead things off for the Dodgers. There's the numbers for Blake between Cincinnati Reds and your Angels. 72 games, 3-4 mark, and a 5.45 ERA.
Pretty important game here for Blake Wood as he tries to pick up one of those spots down in the bullpen. Command has been a little bit of an issue so far in camp.
Good arm, big arm. But becomes a moot point if you're unable to throw strikes consistently. The 1. Ball at a strike.
Good breaking ball there from Wood against Utley.
Down goes Utley.
That's a nice changeup too, running away. So good breaking ball followed up with a solid changeup. You get a swing and miss.
Catcher number 65, Kyle Farmer.
Rain top, runs down and away, swing and miss.
17th strikeout this game between these two teams. Kyle Farmer, first plate appearance. One.
Almost looked like he was looking off speed, got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Tyler Jansen loosening. He'll work back-to-back nights. 2 balls and a strike.
Curious to see what his velocity on his fastball will be tonight as compared to last night. It's an 89-mile-an-hour fastball up to 92, 93.
That's hit it well out to left field. Near the wall, and you see that ball just die with that wind out there.
Well, I thought off the bat that had a chance to get well into the stands.
Right fielder number
This play by Reimer Liriano.
Gets back on it very well and then has to turn around as the wind knocked that one down just at the warning track. Liriano was getting back to the wall just to prime to be able to maybe jump up on the wall. Instead had to reach back.
Trace Thompson's second plate appearance, 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Down goes Thompson. Nice inning for Wood as we head to the 9th at Dodger Stadium with the Angels on top 4-0.
Albaza post-game report coming up right after the game with Jose Mota and me. More me. After the game here tonight. Talking about Shohei Ohtani, Albert Pujols clearing the bases, and Matt Shoemaker. Really good performance tonight. 4 shutout innings with 5 punch-outs. So stay tuned for the Mazda, SoCal Mazda post-game report.
Kelly Jansen working for the second consecutive night. We'll start the ninth inning. 9-1-2 coming up for the Angels. Liriano, Young, and Valbuena. On the corner for a strike, Liriano. The spring 9 for 45. Couple of doubles, couple of runs batted in.
And that little cut fastball, 89 miles an hour.
Pulled down the line, but hooking foul into the seats. No balls, 2 strikes. 9 hits for the Angels, 4 for the Dodgers. 4 runs for the Halos, all coming in the 3rd inning. It was off starter Rich Hill. One down.
With the punch out with a little cutter at 89 again.
24, Chris Young.
Such good late action on that fastball cutter from Jansen. Although not quite that velocity we saw in the past where you're talking 95, 98, but still very effective.
Chris Young grounded out his first plate appearance in the 7th.
Starting to use that slider more and more.
Two balls, 1 strike. Surprised to see the velocity just hovering at 89.
Yeah. Especially when you're so used to mid to upper 90s. A lot of pitches of late for Jansen over the last couple seasons, deep in the postseason.
I mean, you can kind of attribute that maybe to it's a spring training game. You know, when you're a closer and you come into a big time situation, a real regular season game, adrenaline notches up a little bit, so the velo tends to tick upward.
Yeah, but they were really casual about his workload, especially in spring training. Having it 90, a little bit higher as far as velocity, but he locates his fastball so well that he could still get some punch outs with that.
And with Valbuena coming to the plate, Roberts is going to go to the bullpen and match up here. So we're going to have ourselves a pitching change with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Angels leading it by the score of 4-0. takes over for Kenley Jansen. We saw Alexander pitch last night as well. So it's the last couple of tune-ups for each of these teams. Figure, well, this is going to be a type of situation that Roberts is going to call on Alexander. The left-hander coming up. See if he can neutralize him, get some work in. Take tomorrow off.
Dodgers open up with the Giants here.
Luis Valbuena.
Those two teams really like each other a lot over the years, too.
I wish it was like it once was, where they really hated each other. And there was smack talking, Giants playing a candlestick, Tommy doing his pep talks.
Joe Morgan.
Yeah. I mean,
But it looked like it looked like it was set up pretty good for that, especially with Bumgarner back and healthy at that time. Just about a week or so ago until he got hit by that line drive, and the Giants made some moves. McCutchen, Longoria added some offense.
Yep. Former Ranger Derek Holland has made that rotation for the Giants. So liner to second base. We'll head to the bottom of the ninth inning. Valbuena even bat flipped the line out. He hit it well though. 4-0 Angels.
Practice.
Saturday, April the 7th. That's a 6:07 start. And you can stay and enjoy the first post-game Saturday night fireworks show of the season presented by Wells Fargo. That is Saturday, April the 7th. For more info and for tickets, go to angels.com. Blake Parker takes over on the bump for the Angels, trying to close it out. What a find he was last offseason. Prior to last year, I should say. So the offseason between 16 and 17. Fantastic year for the Angels. 71 games, 3-3 mark at a 2.54 ERA. Andrew Tolles to lead things off. John Peterson's come out to the on-deck circle.
Remember that role he was on last season at the end of spring training when he had 17 straight strikeouts and carried that into the regular season.
Oh, 2. Just missed.
Again, like with Matt Shoemaker, that feel for that splitter, very important. Same thing here with Parker, away from that thin air up there in Arizona.
That's blocked by Carlos. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, overall, nice job tonight for Matt Shoemaker. Got the start for the Angels. 4 solid innings, 5 strikeouts, 2 hits, 1 walk. Command solid.
I really liked his location of his fastball, both the 2-seam and 4-seam fastball.
Toles fouls this one back off of Perez.
Straight back off the mask.
Full count. Toles rips one out toward right field. This one is going to go into the grandstands. A solo shot for Andrew Toles, and the Dodgers are on the board. It's 4-1 Angels.
And he pitched it back for Toles before driving that one out. Got a fastball that drifted on the inner half of the plate.
31, John Peterson.
To create that lift and drove it out quite a bit into the stands.
Here's Jock Peterson for his first plate appearance of the night. Well, now, 2 balls and no strikes.
See there Parker with the grip of the split finger fastball to start with, then put it in the glove.
That'll even up the count.
That's Peterson looking for a fastball, got an all-speed pitch instead. Good pitch there from Blake Parker.
Now the 2-2. Peterson down, swinging, 1 down.
It's a pretty good pitch, and you have a hitter there looking then for something all speed, and you end up throwing him a fastball, a perfectly located fastball. You get a swing and miss. Looking, tracking down, looking all speed, instead a good running fastball outside part of the plate, a swing and miss.
Gavin Lux took over at shortstop, comes up. Ball and a strike. Lux last year at A ball hit .244. Jake Peter on deck for the Dodgers. Giddy up on that fastball at 92.
After that home run by Tolles against Parker. Trusting the fastball. Tolles said that went very far in the right center field.
Three balls, two strikes. Ninth appearance of the spring for Parker. And he walked him. One out, one on, 4-1. Halos on top here in the ninth inning. Here's Peter.
Number 87, Jake Peter.
Splits for Peter last year between AA and AAA.
It's a real good split there from Parker.
Oh, 2. Got him with a fastball. 2 down. Oh, one more to go for Blake Parker and the Angels. Jaron Kendall will step in. Off speed pitch, just misses down low. JC Ramirez, as we mentioned, will be on the mound tomorrow night. 7 o'clock, 6:30. Angels Live will kick things off.
He has thrown the ball very, very well. Spring training. Coming back from that elbow issue.
Ball and a strike. Lux taking second base on indifference. To a count. 25 pitches for Blake. And as clean an inning as he would have hoped for. Popped up. Going into foul territory. Buena puts it away, and the Angels pick up the second game of this Freeway Series by